Right, good morning everybody and welcome back. Now, as you may or may not know, in England for the last week or so we've had really bad gale force winds, 60-70 miles an hour, so basically it's been impossible to get out and make a decent video. Oh, and while we're on the subject, I hope your roof's alright, Graham. Nice one, mate. Anyway, so I've come down to the very bottom of this particular permission. It's in like a valley, and hopefully at the moment, fingers crossed, the wind's not too bad, so we'll just have to wait and see. So before we go any further, I just want to give a couple of shout outs. The first shout out is to a new channel that I found called Bod's Sand and Land Detecting. I also want to give a shout out to Gone Detecting UK and Metal Detecting Ulster, and also Ulster Digging. Give them a watch, they're all good channels. Give them a thumbs up and a sub if you like them, and I think you'll enjoy them. So this particular field, I've been in it I think once before. I don't often come as low down as this, I'm usually up at the top, but we'll give it a try, and you never know your luck, we might find something or we might not. So alright, let's get on with it and see what we can find. I'll catch you in a bit. Well, boys and girls, the first signal, only about 5 metres away from where I'm sat, only about 4 or 5 inches deep, and it's just there, and judging by the shape of it, I'd say it's probably an old threepenny bit. Yeah, it will, yeah, looks like, oh, I don't know what's his, Queen's dad anyway, that bloke. Yeah, well, it's a nice little first find anyway. So there we have it, nice little threepenny bit. Okie dokie. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Well, here we are again, boys and girls, another signal. I think it's just a piece of scrap lead, but it's a very unusual shape, so I don't know whether it may be something or may not be, but I'll clean it up later and I'll have a better look. I've nipped over the fence into this other part of my permission. It's a field where they just grow grass for fodder, so they don't mind me coming on it. Weather's turning a little bit grim by the looks of things. Okay, we'll plod on and see what else we can find, boys and girls. See you in a bit. Well, here we are again, my good friends. I've literally only just walked a metre from where I filled the last hole in. Got a signal down here, cracking signal, came up at about 78 on the scale, about 6 inches deep. Sorry about the wind, but it's just there. You see that? Now, I don't know whether it's a button or what it is, so let's open it and have a, oh no, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I'll clean it up a bit later on and we'll have a better look. Oh, it's starting to hail now. Oh, joy. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Hello again, everybody. Right, I'm just on the edge of this wood. I'm just trying to keep out of the wind as best I can. Just dug another signal up down here, came up at 75 on the scale, only about 5 inches deep, and it's just there. Now, I don't know what it is, but it looks a bit shiny. Oh. Look, what's this? Oh, hold on. Looks like an old shilling. I think it's Queen's dad again. I don't suppose it's in bad condition really. Yeah, that might clean up quite nicely, that. Okie dokie, so that's a little shilling. I don't think it's 925 or anything like that, it's just made out of whatever. Okie dokie, I'll pop it in a little box and we'll crack on a bit further. I mean, look at this lot here. I've just sat down for something to eat and it's chucking it down with hail. You can see it right over there in the distance. Picked a right good day to come out here, me, didn't I? Ah well, I'll finish me snap off and plod on. See you in a bit. Well, my good friends, this weather is unbelievable. 1 minute it's thrown it down with rain and hail, and now the beautiful sun's out. Anyway, just got a signal here. It was about 6 inches deep. Eventually found it, and it's this thing just here. It looks like a tiny little lead disc. I'm not quite sure what it is. It could be some kind of token or something. It looks as though it's got a cross on it, so it probably is a medieval lead token, but I'll clean it up a bit later and we'll have a better look. That's a cracking little find, that. I'm really pleased with it. Okay, I'll see you in a while. Right, my good friends, I'm just detecting an old footpath that runs at the side of this street here. I've just got a signal down here. It came up at about 75 on the scale. It's about 6 inches deep. It's not in there, it's in the hole. So let's have a look for it. Hold on a minute. Oh, what we got here? Whoa! Oh, we might have another little shiny coin, boys and girls. Can't see it. Let's have a look. I think it's a sixpence. Yeah. Yeah, it is, it's a sixpence. He's Queen's dad again. You see that? Nice little sixpence. Once again, I don't think it's silver, it might be partly silver, I don't know, but it's a nice little find. It might be a date, I don't know. I think it says 1946. But yeah, lovely little sixpence. Another cracking little find. Once again, apologies for the wind if it's spoiling it a bit, but there you go. Okay, I'll crack on that way a bit and we'll see if we can find anything else. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Well, another cracking signal, and well, the day wouldn't quite be complete without one of these, would it? Yeah, well, I'll pop it in the bag and get a bit further. See you in a bit. Right, boys and girls, this is probably going to be my last signal because there's a big black cloud coming over and I'm probably going to get piss wet through. So anyway, target down there, and it's about 10 inches deep. Absolutely sodden in the bottom of the hole, wet through. But this field is anyway, it's like a bog. Anyway, that's what we're looking for, just there. Looks like a coin. I'm hoping it's not a button. Nah, don't feel like a button. I can't see what it is. I haven't got a clue as usual, mind you. I haven't got all the mud off it either. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the roundup at home where it's not as windy and a bit drier and I'm not going to get wet through. So I'll see you when I get home and I do the roundup. Okie dokie, bye bye. Well, actually I lied a bit. This is probably my last signal. I'm just detecting my way back to my bag over there. Dug this target up, come up at about 78 on the scale, about 9 inches deep, and it's just there. Now, it's not a piece of horse tack or anything like that, because it's far too delicate. It could be, I don't know, it could be what's left of a piece of jewellery or something like that, but it's very, very delicate. I'm surprised it didn't break while I was digging it up, but that's what it is. So I'll clean it up when I get home and see if we can see what it is. Okay, right, I'll see you definitely when I get home. Bye bye. Right, welcome back everybody. I'll tell you something, it's a lot warmer in here than it was out there. Christ almighty, the weather out there today was shocking. It was blowing a hooligan, raining, hailing, trying to snow. Anyway, what did we find? Usual rubbish, some piece of farm implementary type stuff, big washer. I dug a few pieces up like that, but I'll just show you that one. Then we dug this up. Quite unusual to find the leather still attached to the studs. Very unusual that actually. Usually the leather's long gone. Probably off a harness from an old plough horse, but that's quite an interesting piece that actually. And then we dug this piece up. Very delicate little copper ring. I don't know what it's from or what it was for. It's just very, very delicate, that's all. That was that. Then the coins, we dug King George V up. The date on that is 1920. Not much left of it to be honest with you, but there you go. That was that. And then we dug King George VI, a 1 shilling piece up. The date on that is 1948. There it's the other side. You might be able to see the date. If you can't, don't worry, I'll put a picture in the video. And then we dug another King George VI coin up, which was a little sixpence, which is cleaned up extremely well. And the date on that is 1946. You see that? Now I can only assume, I could be wrong, I can only assume that the sixpence has more silver in it than the shilling, because there's no comparison between the two. I mean, that's grotty and that's cleaned up really well. So there you go. I don't know whether I'm right, I don't know whether I'm wrong. And then we dug another King George VI coin up, the Queen's dad. Threepenny bit, date on that 1943. And there's the other side. You see that? And then, if you remember, I dug up what I thought might have just been a piece of scrap lead. Which, if you remember me saying, when you dig something like this up, don't automatically assume it's rubbish and throw it in the scrap bin. Because when I cleaned this up and had a good look at it under the microscope and the magnifying glass, there are two little figures on it, and they are both praying, stood behind each other like that. They're praying. I'll put a photograph in the video so it just shows you. And then we dug this, whoops, nearly dropped it, it's that tiny, a little medieval token, cross on it with pellets in between the arms of the cross. You might not be able to see the pellets, but I can see them with the magnifying glass. Date on that will be in between 12 and 1500 AD. Now, somebody asked me the other day, why is it that when you dig really, really old lead artefacts up, some, after they've been cleaned, still look grotty and horrible, whereas the others have that lovely white milky patina on? Well, the reason is quite simple. It's the purity of the lead. When that was made, the lead that they made it with was very impure, whereas when they made that, the lead was very pure, and that is the reason. Just thought I'd share that with you. You might be interested, you might not be. Anyway, that's it for today, my good friends. Just leaves me to say thank you very much for joining me again. I do appreciate your company. Thank you to all my new subscribers and new viewers, and thank you to all my old subscribers and viewers. Nice to have you all on board. I'll see you all on the next dig, and hopefully the weather might be a bit better. Take care everybody, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.